Warm greetings from the High 10. It is Everyday Shenanigans on this Sunday, April 5th, 2020. I'd like to bring you said information pertaining to France. They are facing a wave of coronavirus cases there. And if you need verification for the storyline, log on to France 24. And this was updated yesterday. France's daily toll of coronavirus hospital deaths falls for a second straight day. France's daily death toll from the novel coronavirus fell in the past 24 hours, and admissions into the intensive care also slowed, the health ministry said on Sunday, thanking citizens for largely respecting a lockdown to halt the spread of the virus. The health ministry data showed that 357 people died from COVID-19 in hospitals, compared with 441 in the previous 24 hours, taking the total toll in hospitals to 5,889. It said that 2,189 people had died in nursing homes since March 1st, taking France's total death toll to 8,078. These data confirm that the epidemic is ongoing in the country and continues to hit hard, the ministry said. Confirmed COVID-19 cases in France since the start of the epidemic rose by 2.7%, or 1,878 to 70,478, the ministry said in its daily update of the situation. It added that some 22,361 confirmed or possible cases have been recorded in nursing homes, taking France's total confirmed or possible coronavirus cases to 92,839. Lockdown may continue beyond mid-April. France decided on March 17 to confine its residents to homes to curb the spread of the virus as a daily surge of infections threatened the health system. The measures have been extended until April 15th and are likely to be extended again. French men and women who are in their 20th day of confinement must be thanked, the health ministry said in the statement. It urged citizens to continue respecting the strict confinement measures and keep their distances. Authorities and doctors warned people early on Sunday not to be tempted outside by the sunny spring weather. The health ministry said admissions into ICU units also slowed in the past 24 hours, with 390 people needing intensive care compared with 502 the previous day. The total number of people in ICU units was at 6,978, a 2% increase compared with a 2.6 rise the previous 24 hours. Oh, mercy. This is just a very sad situation. It's just an epidemic everywhere. I don't know what to say. I was trying to bring you all something pertaining to the nursing home situation, because I was hearing of some epidemics pertaining to nursing home situations, and I was looking for that. Here, just a second. Oh, here it is right here. I'm going to bring you another set of information. This is by BBC News. Coronavirus, Europe's care homes struggle as deaths rise. This was published on April 3rd. As nursing home and care homes across Europe battle to stop the spread of COVID-19 among the elderly, France has revealed 1,416 residents have succumbed to the virus since the epidemic began. Alarming cases have emerged in the Spanish capital, Madrid, with reports of dozens of deaths in 2 nursing homes. Residents were taken to hospital in the Italian city of Naples after a care home outbreak claimed several lives. Cases have also been reported in 100 care homes around the Swedish capital. Although authorities in the Stockholm region have not given figures, public broadcaster SVT says more than 400 people have been infected and about 50 have died. What's happening in France? For some time, French health officials have made clear the number of cases and fatalities they report every evening does not include nursing and care homes. Top health official Jerome Salomon first revealed on Thursday that at least 884 people in such homes had died since the start of the pandemic, and then on Friday the number rose to 1,416. Even that figure is incomplete, as not all homes have passed on details. In all, 6,507 people in France have died of coronavirus. The area worst affected is the Grand Est region near the German border, where 2/3 of care homes have been caught up in the pandemic. Regional Health Agency, ARS, says 570 elderly residents have died in the Grand Est. While it is unclear how many deaths were caused by coronavirus or if it was a contributing factor, one care home director in the Bas Ring area told French TV that he could normally see 10 deaths a year and he has seen 5 in March alone. What's happening in Madrid? In Spain, where 10,905 people have died in the pandemic, the Madrid region has been worst affected with 4,483 deaths. The president of the Madrid region, Isabel Diaz Ayuso, estimates that 3,000 people died in care homes in March and said that figure is 2,000 higher than normal. Care homes have seen appalling outbreaks leading to a collapse in staffing. Last month, the military was called in to help at a retirement homes and found elderly patients abandoned and in some cases dead in their beds. In 2 facilities alone, there are reports of almost 90 deaths linked to the crisis. Okay, the Vitalia home in Legans on the outskirts of the capital has had a reported 43 deaths, while another 46 have died in Reina Sofia de las Rosas home. Coffins were removed from the home in Legans on Thursday. Of the 150 residents there, 99 have tested positive for the virus, F News agency reports. If only they hadn't wasted time. Hundreds of deaths in residential homes were reported earlier on in the crisis in northern Italy, and infections have spread in homes further south in Naples. Health workers in protective gear on Thursday moved elderly residents to hospital from La Casa di Mila rest home in an attempt to curb the spread of COVID-19. The sister of one resident told local media that the home's managers had been pleading for tests to be carried out, and it was only after someone died that they took notice. If only the ASL, local health authority, had not wasted all this time, perhaps this outbreak could have been avoided, said a relative of one of the residents. My sister has mild symptoms. I hope they stay that way. And that said information is brought to you by the BBC News. So there's an issue with elderly homes. And it's just out of control, the situation right now in Europe, as you see, different places. But the one story I brought you that was kind of weird was the fact that they're reporting the people dying. See, naturally, we would be assuming it was the elderly. But then they say, oh, that's just the citizens. That's not from the nursing facilities. I believe that was France, if I'm not mistaken, that the first article I read to you. So they weren't keeping count of the elderly. Well, that ain't no good. As you see, France has an epidemic as well. Then there was Italy, then there was Spain. Now here in the U.S., we have bypassed most countries with an pandemic of this virus. And this is sad and atrocious. And I don't know what it's going to become of us as a people, as a whole, here and abroad. All I can say is we need to pray and take the advice from the authorities, the medical officials, to keep our distance from others as much as we can and to stay covered up as much as we can when we go out. It is mandatory that we cover our nose and mouth and keep gloves on our hands and wash our hands once we return home, because this is just unbelievable. And you can't fathom, you can't understand it. There's no reasoning behind it. And just thinking about how this came to be from an animal to a human, that all these innocent people are suffering. People have lost their parents, their relatives from an animal virus. Because in the end, the stats show the strains have been traced back to the bat and possibly the pangolin. Cross-contamination of 2 animals. One, for sure, the bat. So we'll go with that. There's no explanation for this. There's no reasonable explanation to have this many people sick and dying, and people needing to get tested and possibly can't get tested because they don't show symptoms. And that's what's going to be the death of many people, is not showing symptoms and not being able to get a test because they don't show any symptoms. And they're just going to have this virus lying in wait in their body until eventually they get symptoms. And then who knows what the fallout's going to be depending on how long the virus has been inside the person's body. And that ain't no good. That ain't no good at all. I'm praying for everyone who has been uh, affected by this virus, family members, friends. I think it is sad. It's just a sad day in our world to even be talking about a pandemic. I think about all the movies I watched over the years that were pertaining to apocalyptic situations, zombies, viruses, and you never really sat to yourself and say, yeah, that could happen. It may have went through your mind watching a movie, but trying to really put it together and imagine what it would be like living in a world where you can't go outside. You can't imagine that. Because, see, this is an entity that doesn't have any feet, doesn't have any hands, doesn't have a mouth, doesn't have a body. It's invisible. You can only see it under a microscope. And that's a mean entity, nonetheless, because she is ravaging the world right now. And some people, some of you out there, you're still not taking this virus seriously. I'm praying for you. I'm praying for everyone because nobody needs to suffer like this. I don't want to find out what it's like to get sick by this virus. I don't want to end up having chest pains and getting sick and can't breathe. Who wants to live like that? And who wants to watch themselves deteriorate and can't breathe? That cannot be a great feeling. To slowly stop being able to take a breath. God bless America. God bless this world. Praying for all of you. Please stay safe out there. Like, share, subscribe. Drop your comments below. Thanks for joining me. And until the next update, this is Everyday Shenanigans. Bye-bye.